I'm Emma, and welcome to Season 6 of the Getting Into Good Trouble podcast, where we make it our mission to challenge, question, and inspire you to do the same. In today's episode, Haiti's Stand Against Violence, we'll bring you the most recent developments on the protests against gang violence in Haiti. We will discuss the driving forces behind protests, what the Haitian government is doing in response, and the international community's role in supporting change. Now I'm going to let my co-host Dean tell you what's currently going on in Haiti and how we got to now.
Before I start, if you would like to see our links to our research to broaden your knowledge of the situation, please refer to our podcast description. Since the late 1980s, gangs in Haiti have viewed the government as weak and ineffective, believing it is their responsibility to take control. Over the decades, their influence has only grown, fueled by political instability and a lack of strong law enforcement. Haiti's gang crisis has been escalating for years, but it took a dramatic turn after the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse on July 7, 2021. His death left a power vacuum, allowing gangs to tighten their grip on Port-au-Prince and surrounding regions. Today, an estimated 80 to 85% of Haiti's capital is under gang control, making daily life increasingly dangerous for civilians. One of the most powerful gang coalitions is the G9 family and allies, led by former police officer Jimmy Cherizer, known as Barbecue. His gang is notorious for mass kidnappings, including the 2021 abduction of 17 missionaries. Under his leadership, gangs have expanded their operations using violence and extortion to maintain control. As gang power continues to grow, so does the destruction in Haiti's streets. In response, anti-gang protests erupted in 2022 and have continued into 2024. Despite their efforts of Haitian citizens, the violence persists, and international measures such as UN sanctions on gang leaders have so far done little to curb the crisis.
Gang violence has forced people from their homes and disrupted daily life. Many Haitians face poverty, hunger, and frustration with the government's inability to restore order. Not only that, but in some parts of Haiti, gangs cause uncertainty about if people will live the next day. We interviewed various people connected to Haiti to provide a glimpse into the daily life of the average Haitian and the developments that have arisen since 2023. The first person we interviewed was a young woman who lived in Haiti from 2018 to 2024. She loved her life in Haiti, surrounded by friends, vibrant culture, and a close-knit community, never imagining she would one day have to leave. She chose to stay anonymous, so we will not be including her name. With that, here are the clips from the interview.
Have you been in any direct contact with any gang violence?
Yes. Not necessarily targeted at me of like the gangs attacking me, but I've been in multiple situations where I was in the middle of a war zone, and so like you have the bullets flying around you, and then like when they took my community as well.
How do you deal with that mentally, being around that kind of violence?
The situation in Haiti slowly got worse over the years. We started seeing it to get worse in 2015. By 2018, it was significantly worse. So I kind of went, you just kind of adapt to what the situation's happening. Even at our clinic, we would get more and more gunshot wounds and machete wounds related to the gang violence. And so it was just kind of a slow progression of living in a war zone just became your normal day-to-day routine in life, and you just kind of learn to navigate it. It's kind of a forced situation where you can choose to make the best of it. No one's prepared to what the situation's happening. Even at our clinic, we would get more and more gunshot wounds and machete wounds related to the gang violence. And so it was just kind of a slow progression of living in a war zone just became your normal day-to-day routine in life, and you just kind of learn to navigate it. It's kind of a forced situation where you can choose to make the best of it. No one's prepared for that kind of situation.
Would you say it was hard to stay safe?
I haven't really been in a safe environment in Haiti for many, many years. It's just kind of, you learn to live in the environment that you have. Working in the medical field, the need for medical providers was so large that I didn't have the heart to leave. and my coworkers are family. So it was just kind of one of those, like, we were staying to stick it out together.
Were you involved in any protests regarding the violence in Haiti? Like we were.
No.
Oh, okay.
Even like the non-violent protests would get violent, but a lot of the protests did not have much of a message to be protesting. It's kind of hard to protest well when you don't even have anyone to hear the protest and respond to it. So it's kind of another group of people who are trying to gain power in Haiti without having actual leadership.
Our final interview was with Dr. Carl, a Haitian-born businessman who grew up in a small town in northern Haiti. He spent his childhood in Haiti enjoying the lively streets, rich traditions, and strong sense of community, but eventually left in search of safety and new opportunities. Here are some clips of his interview.
So, what is your connection to Haiti?
Well, I was born and raised in Haiti. I spent my first 20 years of my life in Haiti, and until I moved here for college. So I from 1976, which is when I was born, to 1996, I lived in Haiti.
Before you went to college, were there any major changes in the political world in Haiti?
Oh yes. So 1986, we had the end of the dictatorship, the 27 years dictatorship, the Duvalier dictatorship. So things started changing. We were hoping for the best, but actually, it became, things were getting worse, every year. In 1992, we had an embargo for, I believe, for a year and a half or 2 years. So that's when I was in high school, finishing high school. And there were times where there were no fuel in the country, so folks had to stay home. And so a lot of, protest, some of them violent protest. So I've lived, the part of the understand some of the situation. I've lived through them as well, and until I was able to come here to start college.
Got it. Being around some violence growing up, what was that like?
Well, I mean, I think at the beginning, I think when you go through it so often, you become a bit desensitized by it because you see it so often, right? And I remember there was a period of time where we know every Thursday there will be no school just because, like, every Thursday morning, I think that went on for a good 3, 4 months. So every Thursday morning, somebody will call the house and say, "Don't get out," right? There's going to be some type of protest. There's going to be some type of event that might be violent. So everybody will stay in school. Or even if you had gone to school that day, parents one by one would come and pick up their child because of these protests.
So when you were stuck here, how was your family adapting and trying to live to the best of their abilities in Haiti while the situation was getting worse?
Well, I mean, I think we are very resilient people, right? So people come together, right? And when you think about Haiti and other part of the world, folks, come together and support each other.
Have the protests and kind of what civilians have been asking for, has that triggered any response by the government?
There has been response, but sometimes too little, right? And I guess we have to understand the government situation too in terms of the lack of resources, right? So when you think about our police force, I mean they're understaffed, they're underpaid, and so from a government side, it's when you're looking at the police part, they're understaffed. They're doing a great job, but there is definitely that lack of resource from the government side. And also there is uh, corruptions as well. Corruptions is not it's not a stranger to the political landscape of Haiti, so it's been that as well.
Those were a few clips from our interviews with experts, and we're incredibly grateful for the opportunity to speak with them.
As we wrap up today's episode, it's clear that Haiti's challenges are profoundly complex and have built up over decades. The ongoing protests against gang violence are more than just a fight for safety. They represent a demand for dignity and stability of every single person.
As we close, we encourage everyone to stay informed about Haiti's struggle and amplify the voices of those affected. Change begins with awareness and collective action.
That's all for this episode of the Getting Into Good Trouble podcast. Thank you for tuning in as we explored Haiti's stand against violence. Stay safe, stay curious, and stay committed. Until next time.